Some things we say drift out of our mouths like harmless wisps of air, but instead of fading they cling to everything, our rooms, our relationships, our future, until we're suffocating in them. That's what happened to me. I'm Emily, I'm 33, and I managed to shatter my marriage with one sentence I thought was harmless, but wasn't. It happened on a Friday night that was supposed to be simple. Friends, music, wine, the usual comfort of routine gathering where nothing dramatic ever happens. Adam, my husband, had just gotten a promotion he'd worked years for. He deserved it. He's the definition of steady, thoughtful, responsible, the guy everyone trusts. The kind of man who keeps his promises even when no one's watching. But somewhere inside me something had started fidgeting. Our life felt predictable to the point of numbness, comfortable but maybe too comfortable. So when Kayla started reminiscing about her unpredictable, fiery ex, I tried to join in the laughter. I tossed out a line I thought sounded edgy and ironic. Hey, at least you got excitement. I married my safety option. The guy I settled down with when I got tired of waiting for the thrilling one. Everyone cracked up. So did I. It rolled out of me like it had been rehearsed. But when the laughter faded, I saw Adam across the room, standing still, holding his drink. His expression wasn't angry, it was empty, wiped clean, like someone had erased the person behind his eyes. That hollow look hit harder than any argument could. I tried to laugh it off. Come on, babe, it's a joke. He didn't answer. He quietly set his glass on the counter and stepped outside. My friends shifted uncomfortably, someone changed the playlist, and I forced myself to smile while I felt something cold settle in my stomach. At home, the silence walked in with us. I tried again, another joke, another brush off, but he didn't bite. He just went upstairs without saying my name, without looking at me. I sat on the sofa, staring at the blank TV screen, wondering why I kept exploding my own life with words I didn't actually want to admit. Or maybe I did mean them, somewhere buried in the parts of me I didn't want to examine. The next morning, the left side of the bed was untouched and chilled. I thought maybe he'd gone for his usual morning run. But when I went downstairs, I found a suitcase, half packed, half open, sitting by the door. He stood next to it, calm in a way that terrified me. If that's how you really felt, he said softly, you could have just told me. My heart plummeted. Adam, it was a joke, everyone knew that. He shook his head while folding another shirt. I don't think they did. And I don't think you did either. Panic pushed up my throat. I begged him to stay, to talk, to not twist one drunken comment into something huge. But he didn't have to twist anything. He'd already seen the pattern. He said quietly, you've been making comments like that for months. About me. About us. About how boring I am. I wanted to yell that it wasn't true, but the truth sat heavy on my tongue. I had been making those kinds of jokes. Not because I didn't love him, but because I was chasing some imagined, what if, convincing myself I was missing out on a life that existed only in daydreams. And while I was busy fantasizing, I overlooked the man who'd never once failed me. When he left, he didn't slam the door. He slipped out like someone leaving a room they've already mourned. The silence afterward felt like an earthquake. Days blurred. I kept expecting a text, a call, anything. But nothing came. His absence echoed everywhere. His missing shoes by the door, the empty space on the bathroom shelf, the quiet in the mornings. I tried reaching out. He didn't respond. I even showed up at his office, but a coworker told me he'd switched to remote work for a while. That's when I understood. He wasn't taking space. He was detaching. Weeks passed. Life kept moving, but I didn't. I spent nights scrolling through old photos, weekend trips, birthday dinners, the way he looked at me when he thought I wasn't watching. And I realized the excitement I was chasing was nothing compared to the way he used to love me. One evening, I opened my email and saw his name. For a split second, my heart lifted. Maybe he wanted to talk. But the subject line read, separation agreement. I stared at it like it was written in another language. But it wasn't. It was perfectly clear. He'd understood me better than I understood myself. After that, I stopped fighting the inevitable. I signed. I packed the rest of his belongings. And I let him walk out of the life I'd taken for granted. Maybe that's what love sometimes demands. Accepting that an apology can't undo a wound you caused over and over again. 6 months later, people still ask if I've heard from him. I haven't. But I saw him once, sitting in a cafe we used to love, smiling across the table at a woman with soft eyes and a kind smile. Someone who probably doesn't joke about the person who loves her. He looked peaceful. Truly happy. Happier than I ever allowed him to be. I didn't go in. I walked away quietly, letting him keep his moment. That night, I sat on my floor with a glass of wine, staring at the walls of the home we'd built. The silence didn't sting anymore. It just felt like truth. I replay that party sometimes. The laughter, the glasses clinking, the way everyone threw their heads back at my stupid line. I doubt any of them even remember it. But I do. I remember his face. I think I always will. I think about him every day, not because I'm waiting for him to return, but because he taught me something I ignored for too long. Love withers without respect. And words, even the ones disguised as jokes, can break the very thing you thought would last forever. So don't joke about the person who holds your heart. Because sometimes you're not making a joke at all. You're revealing a truth you'll regret when it's too late. And sometimes you only realize the person you called your backup plan was actually the best thing that ever happened to you, after you've laughed them right out of your life.